Alrighty, the predecessor meta just got flipped again. Big buffs, clutch nerfs, and a few surprise reworks. But who really came out on top? Who gets sent back to the base crying? Let's break it down. The biggest winners and losers of the latest patch right now. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe in order to stay up to date on all of our predecessor content. Now, winners. First up, we got Mourn, and it's his redemption arc. Mourn basically went from unplayable, I think, to pretty much viable. Base damage up, healing up, attack speeds up. His abduct animation has improved. This pretty much could be the breakout patch for him, I think. You may see him more in jungle and offlane due to what they did to him. Number 2, we got Kira, the underrated ADC riser. Mercy now hits harder, costs less, and has more range. Dusk cooldown drops. She's winning trades and sticking longer in fights, I think. Kira's looking spicy, so don't be surprised if she sneaks into one of the top ADC spots that are out there. Now, I have a 2.5, a little caveat with Wraith. The dude's basically buffed brain bullets. Like, this guy, you got to respect him, right? So his knock damage and scaling went up, but his ability cooldown timers are increasing. So Wraith mains rejoice. His poke is basically going to be chunkier. And, you know, with some of the stuff that they did to some of the support stuff, you got a little bit more utility being a little bit tighter. But AKA, he's just as scary. I don't think it's going to have much of effect on his playability in the mid lane. Crunch, number 3, Smooth Criminal. The guy's got his dash range buffed by 10%. It's small, but this means probably fewer whiffs, maybe. Smoother engages and probably a little bit more consistency. Gideon, late game monster. So he's kind of somewhere in the middle. So his ult was nerfed early because of his presence with Fangtooth, but his scaling is buffed. So you're trading early pressure for late game pop-offs. Expect basically insane black hole finishes. But overall, I think he's going to be... He didn't lose, but he kind of won, just not early. Number 5, you got Phase. Late game utility kind of maybe returns. Basically, she's going to have more damage, shorter ult cooldown in order to try to help her in the late game. I don't think it's going to help too much, but net-wise, it is a good thing. So maybe she's back in the conversation for some high elo supports. Greystone, number 6, jungle viable again, question mark. I kept thinking about it, and when you buff his movement speed, he's probably going to have a better clear. Make Way and Sacred Oath do more damage. Basically, this could be the patch that lets Greystone re-enter the jungle. He might also have a little bit more solo lane relevance, but right now we'll just leave it at he could possibly be better in the jungle. Now, onto the other half of this video, you got the losers. Number 1 on my losers list is Murdock. The meta breaker is no more. Power growth nerfed. Armor shred dropped. Ult hitbox is smaller at long range. You're going to feel this. Less free poke, worse trading, and the amount of snipes he's able to get is going to be far less. So, number 2, Grux, nerfed again. Healing from double pain has been reduced. Cooldown increased across abilities. Grux mains probably going to be in shambles here. He's still probably going to be good because Grux is Grux, but he's no longer going to be a face tank raid boss. It is what it is. Number 3, we got Chimera. Ganks delayed. Essentially longer early cooldowns on ambush and coal. Less pressure early game. You'll need cleaner paths and smarter engage for now. Number 4, Morgesh. Healing reined in a bit. Sustained drop from Mark of the Dead. Still strong, but less oppressive in long trades. Number 5, we got Muriel. The shield wall cracks. Weaker damage and shields. Shorter knock-up on ability. Essentially, you're going to need better timing. So you can't just essentially autopilot save people. You actually have to be wary of when you're actually executing it to ensure that the knockup actually happens. Now, number 6, Narbash, slower groove. This thing is going to be a little bit more of a nuanced change. They basically changed the scaling for March. So basically March is nerfed, which basically puts you in a category of less zoom. Not that big a deal. This kind of brings us into our neutral slash contextual changes. These changes depend on how you play the character. Could go either way. First up, we have Bellica. Basically, our on-hit build got slapped. So basic attack scaling and on-hit mods kind of on the downtrend. You can still build her full ability power, so she's not viable. But the 80 carry Bellica Dream thing that was going on should be fading away. Next up, we got Rampage. He's kind of in a weird spot. Basically, like his damage and scaling were buffed, but like it's not. How do I say this? Just keep an eye out for him. The patch notes were kind of vague here, but this could be a sleeper buff. But I think it's kind of null. With that being said, we come to the meta impact. So essentially, expect shifts in the 80 carry priority. More Kira, less Murdock. Jungle will slow down a bit, especially early gankers like Chimera and Grux. Mid lane might be shaken up a bit with Gideon being changed, at least for his early phase. And obviously Wraith still wrecking everything that moves. And then you got the nuance of phase coming back into the mix, maybe just dependent on how those changes affect her late game. With that being said, that's the patch in a nutshell. Who are our winners and losers? Who's OP? Who's washed? Let's hear it in the comments section. Don't forget to smash the like button. It helps us out. And don't forget to sub for weekly breakdowns. We're always putting out predecessor content. And like always, be blessed, be positive, be safe. And until next time, peace.